after understanding the poem by Andrew Morwell, now we shall go ahead with one more important poet of that period, that is John Milton. However, John Milton does not belong to the metaphysical school of poetry. Rather, he belongs to the Restoration period or the Puritan age. Uh, because of his contribution to the poetry of the period, this age is also known as the Age of Milton. So, therefore, we shall get introduced to the Age of Milton before we go ahead with the poem by John Milton. So, this is the age in which John Milton lived and wrote his poetry, or wrote whatever literature he has been credited to with. And this age is also known as the Puritan age. Now, this particular age is known for its different political and religious conflicts or strife. The Puritan age or the age of Milton was filled with political and religious conflicts, strife. Means I had referred to the Civil War. Means it is the period of the Civil War. Civil War means the war which takes place within the country. Okay, Graha Yuddha, that is the Marathi word. Means the war which takes place within that particular nation, not outside. Suppose there is a war between India and Pakistan, that is not a civil war. But if there is a kind of fighting within India, that is called civil war. For example, the people fighting against the government. And in this civil war, there was a triumph, the victory of Puritan people or Puritanism. So Puritanism is a kind of religious movement. Okay, we shall talk about that in the later part of my lecture. And it is the period of the Restoration. Now, what are these things? We shall try to understand. We are familiar with Renaissance. The Renaissance means the revival of learning, and this desire for learning new things, this impulse, produced the spacious times of Queen Elizabeth and its brilliant literature. But during this period, all this particular atmosphere, all this particular environment vanished, disappeared. The old idols were slowly crumbling, and the new were powerless to be born. That was the situation. Whatever old things were there, they were crumbled, and there was not a conducive atmosphere for the new things. Okay, that was the situation. So this period can be understood as the period of the ultra glow of a brilliant age. The Renaissance period or the brilliant age. And this particular period, which is called the Restoration period, the Puritan age, can be considered as an ultra glow, changed form, we can say, of the earlier brilliant period. Okay. Ultra means, I told you here, means something which is alternative to the earlier, excuse me, earlier period. So the emotional fervor of the Renaissance period had decayed, had disappeared, and it had given place to a play of intellect and fancy. Okay, during the Elizabethan period or the Renaissance period, emotions were important. But in the next age, intellect became important. And the literary fashions were rapidly changing, radically changing. So what we understand is that this particular age, which is known as the Puritan age or the Restoration age, is an age of transition. Transition means change. The changes were taking place. It was the age of the understanding. Means it was the age in which there was pleasure was not taken in exuberant fancy. Means we do not find poets like Spencer, Sydney, etc. And the metaphysical poets, as I told you earlier, believed in intellectual rigor. They did not believe in emotions. They favored intellect. So during this period, the metaphysical poets were also dominating the scenario of literature. So the new literature that came into being during this period was called classical. Okay, but this word classical sought restraint rather than inspiration from the ancients. Although this period can be considered a classical period, it followed rules. Okay, instead of taking inspiration from the ancient, they insisted on the rules. Okay, now when we see the title of the work by Milton, Paradise Lost, and Samson Agonist. This title suggests that this particular poetry or writing was the great art of antiquity. I mean, despite of the odd circumstances, Milton could come up with certain great kind at writing. And this period was followed by neoclassical poetry. And neoclassical poetry showed a great and accurate understanding of the beauty of the ancients as Milton. Even further, Milton was a great poet. After the age of Milton, we study the poets like John Dryden, Alexander Pope, Dr. Samuel Johnson. So all these poets belong to the neoclassical period. And Milton's writing shows a great understanding of the ancient world. Therefore, for the neoclassical writers, Milton was a kind of great writer. Because in Milton, we can see a perfect fusion of the influence of the Renaissance and the Reformation. There is the perfect combination of the Renaissance, the new learning, and even the Reformation means the changing scenario. Reform is Sudharana, that is the Marathi word. So what we see in Milton is the combination of this religious and artistic profundity and the rise of Puritanism. As I mentioned earlier, Puritanism is a religious movement. It was against the Roman Catholicism in Christianity. And this rise of Puritanism has made the middle class people religion minded. And it produced a noble but stern and hard type of character. A middle class came into being and they believed in religious aspect, but which was different from the Roman Catholicism. So it bred a narrow religious aspect of man's conduct, aim and destiny. It started favoring, something which is taught by religion. In man should follow certain what we call rules, principles, ethics. So they started talking about these things, and that could be seen in art, science, human culture, etc. However, John Milton's poetry goes beyond these kind of limitations of Puritanism. So he was different from the Puritan people to some extent. So in my next lecture, I shall be talking about briefly about Milton's poetry and its characteristics.